Talk about hardcore for a second. So you have punk rock, which is essentially an outgrowth of some trash rock stuff that's been happening largely in Cleveland and the Midwest and stuff in the 60s.
Detroit!
And the New York Dolls in the early 70s, right? And you have the punks, but they're really just rock bands with funny hair, right? They're just rock. I mean, I love their music, but they're just rock bands, right? But the outgrowth of the punks is hardcore, which are not just rock bands, because many of them can't play. Right? And so, but they believe very strongly in the things they believe in, and their feeling is that they can power through on the strength of their convictions, right? And many people buy into this for good reason, because it's a very heavy scene to be into when everybody believes the same thing and is yelling the same words at the same time, and it's a very heavy scene, right? The hardcore scene. It also is the sort of scene in which orthodoxy can really sort of take hold, right? It's like, everybody's yelling the same words at the same time. That kind of looks like a fascist rally sometimes, right? It feels like a fascist rally. And the thing, the dirty secret, those of us on the far left, like myself, believe, I know. But the thing we tend to ignore is that one thing about that nationalistic, fascistic urge is it feels good. That's why people do it, because it feels real fine to all be yelling the same thing angrily at the same time, right? So here's the hardcore scene, right? It's getting more and more, especially in the U.S., because the U.S. has specialized in orthodoxy since at least 1700, right? And so there's all these hardcore bands. They are, for the most part, leaning left, but not always. And then out of a city well known to everybody here, there's a movement called straight edge that comes up, right? And there's many positive things about straight edge that are very good, but it is also a very firm orthodoxy, right? You can get kicked out of your local straight edge scene if you break edge, right? And out of this scene comes a thing that most of you have probably never heard of called Krishnacore, right? And that is when some of the straight edge punks decide that they want to join ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, founded in 1967 by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, which I used to be a member of. And that's where I get on board, right? And there were not that many Krishnacore bands, but they made a big noise because they were very controversial among the punks, right? Because they did not drink and they did not smoke and they did not, they mainly just showed up to the show and handed out free food and then played some blistering punk rock. But at what point do you start to say, look, you're in our scene, but you're sort of not of our scene because most of what we do you are against, right? But I always was sympathetic to the Krishnacore bands because I, at heart, am a zealot, right? And anybody who sort of finds a thing, they just follow it, then those are my people. This song has a bridge that I am hoping to fuck. I can remember how to play. I think it starts in a D sharp. We're gonna do the best we can, and then a C, right? We'll do what we can. It's called For the Krishnacore Bands. You stuck to the scene, but did the scene stick by you? In a few cases, yes. Maybe in one or two. You routinely got called out by Maximum Rock and Roll, and you weren't ever gonna fit in at the Fireside Bowl. And back in the day, punks practically declaring war as if there were anything more orthodox than hardcore. As if there were anything more orthodox than hardcore. You stuck to your guns when you were running out of ammo, even on package tours, supporting metalcore guys in camo. You find more common threads than you'd expect to in these places. Always see the holy name light up a few new faces. Back in the day, punks, still with plenty of shit to say, covertly cashing in on dead stock of your early demos on eBay. But where were they on the night you first shaved your head? Drinking beer in a field somewhere with all creation overhead. And where were they when the locals were ganging up on you, lining up to join some nearly identical crew? stuck it out for several years, or maybe you moved on. Nobody's really sure where Giant Vida's gone. Some say he's a stoner now. Creeper Dave swears that's true. But when you point one finger at the Krishna punks, I got two fingers up for you. And back in the day, punks, still singing the same old song about the kids who brought the banquet to the matinee, but preached just a little too long. Yeah, they preached just a little too long.